Good morning, everybody. You can obviously tell what time of year it is. We have our poinsettia. I think that's called a poinsettia. And I'll explain the coffee back there in a second. But this is Don Gregory coming to you from the magnificent, absolutely magnificent first floor studios of the Sports Information Department at Southwestern University. Incredible honor for me today to be with very, very good friend Rebekah Smith. And we're breaking new ground today, which is kind of cool. So, well, Rebekah, do you want to say anything to the worldwide viewing audience first? Or?
Good morning. I hope you've all had your coffee this morning.
And if we can segue into that, I do call her, very respectfully, Coffee Bean, CB, because the first couple times we did speak, I think it was up in the second floor of the Robertson going on to Sierra. It was like, oh man, I love my coffee. And even one day before racquetball class, brought you a little cup of coffee to make sure you're going. So, but
nice
yeah, so this is CB, Coffee Bean, thus we're not putting in a plug for Folgers. It's just more for the coffee. So, but that being said though, Rebekah, thanks so much for coming today. And as I say, this is also breaking new ground, so you realize how awesome this day really is. We've done athletes before. We've interviewed and had conversations with athletes. So it's the first time it's a non-active athlete at Southwestern. So hopefully you feel honored with that.
I do. I'm excited.
And we're kicking out a shout to the wonderful folks, Ana Castillo, Too Cool Castillo up in Sierra. So, but why don't you explain to us exactly what SIRA stands for and what it means and all those good things. So.
Definitely. So on campus, I work for Sierra. I'm a Sierra supervisor, and Sierra stands for Southwestern Intramural and Recreational Activities. And so basically we're in charge of all sorts of intramural sports on campus, from flag football to soccer to volleyball. We just recently had pickleball, which was fun. And then we also help facilitate different activities on campus. I know we had some outdoor activities and Zumba classes and such, but just kind of promoting health and fitness on campus in fun ways.
That's very cool. And obviously Rebekah, you can probably tell from her high spirit and wonderful personality, loves the fun. Loves the fun is probably your middle name, I would guess, right? So,
it is, actually.
Yeah, but it's amazing how much Sierra does, and that's why we're also trying to promote Sierra. So how many sports overall would you say you have? Or more importantly, how many students get involved every year, like on an annual basis for the Sierra department?
I should have prepared for this.
That's okay. You can make up numbers. That's okay too.
Well,
in general,
it depends on the sport. So some sports are more popular than others. For example, volleyball is hugely popular.
Yep.
Flag football. So we get lots of teams, maybe 10 teams for each league. So we have women's, men's, and co-rec.
Yep.
Most Greek organizations participate, but we still have independent organizations or teams that kind of just form residence halls or just first years that want to try out intramurals. And so it's really fun because you get to meet a lot of new people from different organizations. And
that's awesome. So through sport, again, a lot of people is maybe somebody that's, man, I just don't know that people. Hey, let's get a little basketball team together, or volleyball, or inner tube. What do they call that?
Inner tube basketball.
So it does break ice. It does get people together, and obviously there's no better way to do that than through sport.
Agreed.
And obviously we say Sierra, it's supposed to be recreational and intramural, but I think I know you have a competitive side, but it gets pretty competitive out there, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. That's what's fun about it, though.
Yeah. I know
the best from people.
Oh, well, amen. So I know there were some times last year in the basketball, they come in after the game, they're talking about the technicals, or hey, did you see guy this? And I go, man, that is awesome though, in a way. So people out there really trying to hoop it up and ball and compete and get the win. And
definitely. And then we also hire referees.
That's right.
And we train those referees, but they do a great job. It's hard, especially basketball, having to learn all of those rules, but they do an awesome job.
Right.
That's what makes it work. So plug for our referees.
Yeah, well, for the whole group though, because they really are awesome up there, and the wonderful staff. And obviously every time I go down, I'm not sure, I don't intend to bug you, but hopefully don't think it's bugging. Try to come by and say hi, and because they're all great people up there, and obviously they do very, very well. So back in the day though, you did participate in athletics, and I believe it was a swimmer. You were a swimmer back in the day?
Yes, I was a swimmer.
Okay.
All throughout high school.
Yeah. What event did you swim in there? Coffee Bean?
I did freestyle. I
cool.
ended up sprinting my junior and senior year.
Okay. Cool. And it's funny too, because obviously the great conversations we've had in the past, when Rebekah told me what high school she was like, oh, I know Duchenne. So it was really kind of cool, because I spent 19 years in Houston, so she was looking like, oh, nobody on the planet knows what Duchenne is. But yeah, it's a very, very quality, kind of well known in the Houston area, I would say, but very prestigious, very respectable. So I think I scored a little bit of points with knowing what Duchenne was. So yeah, cool. So here you are, senior year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So a little bit of nerves about, man, what's going to happen, or what do you see happening? I guess A, in the spring, and then B, post SU. What would be the perfect world for Rebekah Smith?
I feel like I'm back at Thanksgiving in my family.
Yeah, there you go.
I got all these questions.
Well, first off, coffee, right?
Yes, always coffee. Coffee keeps me going.
And glitter.
And glitter.
Yeah, I figured Megan, so I didn't want to bring glitter down because I figured it'd be all over the place.
Anyway.
She loves glitter too. So,
you like glitter?
Oh yeah,
I love glitter.
There you go. You want me to leave? I mean, if you want to take my place.
Take your place.
How great. So we're going to talk glitter. So, yeah. So perfect world for Rebekah Smith.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Next semester is really exciting. I think because I'll be done with my capstone, so I present next Wednesday, and so I'll be totally done with capstone. I think I'm taking some really cool classes just to kind of close out my time at Southwestern.
Sure.
And then continuing on with Sierra. And then afterwards, I guess we'll just have to see what
happens.
What turns up.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
Yeah, very cool. Well, it's one of those, I don't want to leave, but yeah, I'm ready to leave. So yeah.
It's a weird dynamic.
Ready to see what
sure.
the next adventure is going to be. So what would you say? You look into the camera in the conversation. What would you say is one of the absolute best things you've discovered while you've been at Southwestern? How you feel you've transformed as a person, grown as a person, seen a new spiritual side, whatever to yourself. But is there one magic thing that's happened to you while you've been here?
Honestly, I know it sounds cheesy, but being a part of Sierra, probably just because of the people that I work with, I've come into contact with the most amazing people that have become really close friends.
Yeah.
And then I have the world's best boss, and just all the different perspectives, all the different interests.
Yeah.
We go support each other in different things.
Yeah.
We have multiple people on sports teams, different Greek organizations. It's a very diverse group, but everyone is super awesome, and I think that's probably been my...
That's very cool. And obviously you fit in very, very well with that whole dynamic of the awesomeness, so that's good.
Oh, thank you.
And if I could also put in a plug for the athletes out there, because Rebekah saw me last week, CB saw me last week, and said, I saw the talk with Michael May, who was a varsity basketball player, and that's when the idea came, well, why not Rebekah Smith? So I say we're branching out. So, but there are quite a few athletes that work in Sierra as well, aren't there? Yeah.
We have 3 or 4 basketball players.
Yeah, and in the past it's obviously been the same thing. So, so how difficult has that been though? Because I know there's some nights either the ping pong in the gym, or last year was in the racquetball courts, or 2 years ago or whatever. How difficult is that though, to be like monitoring like a ping pong event or whatever, and you're out there till 11 and trying to record scores? Is that tough keeping up with the studies or sorority life or whatever else? Or
no, actually, well, it's fun. The job isn't necessarily.
So like work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's fun to go out there and like on a Tuesday night, maybe if you had a bad day, but getting to go and just watch people play sports and maybe participate a little bit and be with your friends. So it's definitely not work.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, but. And like we have so much support between each other. If someone is having a rough week or has a lot of work to do, then we just help each other.
Just make it work. So yeah,
definitely.
The dynamic is unbelievable, because even walking down the hall, you'll see some kids here. The one that has the recording the results or making sure people are there, because I know that's been an issue in the past. I tried to jump into the ping pong a couple years, and
you did?
Oh heck yeah! And people would lose and they'd leave, and in fact, one year I ended up with I won more than I lost. I never obviously made it to the finals or whatever, but yeah, it was always fun to jump in and play. And my backhand is probably the worst thing on the planet, but it's still fun just being there and try to obviously jump in and participate in Sierra as well. So and I'm begging Anna to have a senior citizens division, because I think I might be, just kidding. I might be able to take that one, but playing against these college kids is a little tough. No, but it is a great group, and yeah, really. And hopefully this will get out. I know a lot of students know about it, but hopefully this will get out with a worldwide viewing audience.
Worldwide.
And
international.
More and more. And Megan, if I ask you, is it true? Because I know there's a spot open in Good Morning America. Have you been getting calls about us going up and taking?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, good. So
yes.
well, we'll see. I mean, I pirate for life, so I never want to change that. Yeah. But if Good Morning America does call, I mean, who knows? More glitter that way, right?
I would pass it up.
Okay, so if there's 2 last things.
Okay.
if there's another student out there at Duchenne Academy, what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Duchenne Academy, and the next, of course, there'll never be another Rebekah Smith. But anyway, if there's another student out there that says, man, here's why you ought to come to Southwestern, and what would you tell that person?
Probably the community, just because it's small enough to where, you know a lot of people, but it's big enough to where you're still meeting people all the time, and a very diverse group of people, again, like I said, but it's all over campus. And so the close connections you have with even your professors, which has been one of my favorite parts, is I'm not, kind of a number in a big lecture hall, but
So they know who you are, and
yeah.
you love coffee.
And I love coffee. That's the best part of college.
Yeah, well, is
I'm
the
a coffee
okay,
maker.
here's the big question of the day then. Is the coffee good at Southwestern University?
It depends on where you're getting it from.
Okay, fair enough. And we won't put you at the risk of maybe offending some people. So we won't say what the best, well, no, let's open it up.
In my apartment.
Your apartment, so
That's
you make the
where
best coffee on
yes,
campus?
Absolutely.
So if from this video, the next week, there are 20 people that call up and knock on your door and say, Rebekah, could I get a cup of the good Joe?
Oh yeah,
You would do that?
open doors.
Because you're such a cool person. So, yeah. This would be very
It's
kind
also
to
my
do
middle
that.
name. Fun, cool.
Oh, that's right, that's
Mm,
right, yeah, fun and cool. Cool and then fun, I mean, both together, so yeah, cool. All right, so any questions of me, because this is a conversation or whatever, or is there a question that, man, Greg's, I was hoping you would ask me that, but shoot, last couple of minutes here.
How did this start? I don't actually know, to be honest, the origins of these conversations.
And I'm eyeballing Megan here now, and I'm wondering, as we do, how much do I divulge to that, Megan? Do I go,
Oh.
Yeah, it's up to you. Up to you.
okay, I'll shoot straight.
Okay.
Because I think I have that rep or whatever. But Megan and when Tony Baldwin was here, they are unbelievable at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like y'all at Sierra or whatever, a lot of departments at Southwestern. So I think a lot of times what will happen is they'll have these great ideas. They will walk them to maybe another group at school and go, hey, we're going to do this. And they go, well, so sometimes I think they do, am I correct in saying this, Megan? And I'm trying to be, sometimes there might be a little bit of frustration about, hey, we think we can do this, and the answer is no, which you'll hear in your life. You go, okay, I heard no, but is it worthwhile for me to bust and try and maybe push the envelope a little bit? So am I saying that correctly, Megan?
Sure.
Close enough. And it is me, it's not Megan Harden. I'll take if there is a fault to this or whatever. So Tony came to me at one point and said, Greg, you seem to know everybody. It's like, well, I don't know about that, but okay. How about this? So he said, that'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because one time when we were doing the one swipe, he came up and wanted to film me, and I said, no, film the kids, man, get the kids. So I didn't want to ask you because you didn't want filmed. Well, that was different because I think we support the kids on that. So he said, why don't you just sit on the couch and talk to kids? And it's like, well,
I got both.
I can do that. So it's like, so that's how it started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and again, it wasn't revolutionary. It wasn't Greg's do this or else. It was more like you're again, I think the exact quote was, you seem to know a lot of kids and they like hanging around you, and I like hanging around them, obviously. So it's like, that's how it started.
This is true.
And it's, again, as I think we're global, I know
It's taken off.
we're into Russia. Still not sure about the Ukraine, Megan?
We're still waiting to confirm.
Yeah, and I think also, no, we turned down the request from Malaga, Largo, or whatever it's called in Florida. we asked not to be broadcast over there for whatever reasons. But at any rate, that's how it started.
Okay.
And it's taken off, and Megan's been very kind to let me have a little bit of free reign. And so we know, too, I didn't tell Megan, hey, we're going to have somebody that's not an athlete. It was like, so all she knew was 10 o'clock today, so here you are. And so we hope to keep them going. I know she has said that the viewership has been good. Sometimes people just kind of watch a little bit and go, but we're trying to make it engaging enough that hopefully people latch on. And you never know. Today, Southwestern, and tomorrow, Good Morning America, or ESPN, or
You just can't forget about me.
the Coffee Network. Oh, never. Coffee Bean. I mean, you kidding? Hopefully when you come back, I might be gumming my food and running into things in my walker, but please do come back and say,
Definitely.
how you doing, Greg? And to close out today, anything else from your end?
I think that's what I got.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
And I could probably talk for hours, but I don't think we have the tape, and Megan has things to do. But Megan, so we are going to break new ground. So what I decided today, maybe I should cover up the brand. We're just going to have coffee. So you're going to be the first recipient ever. And I know fully aware this might look like it's incredibly tacky, and in hindsight, maybe I should put glitter on it. But I'm actually going to give Rebekah Smith a coffee thing so you can make it tomorrow.
This is
And I don't know if you
so
like
cool.
Folgers, but, and in hindsight, I should have put some kind of Christmas decoration, but I'm a little slow. But anyway, so you walk around campus going, oh my God, people are gonna say, why are you walking around with a coffee thing? And it's like, well, it's all about the coffee, baby, so.
It is.
All right, so let's go Sierra for one.
Go Sierra.
Go Pirates forever. And
Go Pirates.
ladies and gentlemen, Rebekah Smith.